Imagine being called a thief, a liar, a sinner, when you've done nothing wrong. The people you trust point fingers, the whispers grow louder, and your dignity is ripped away in seconds. Now pause. What if tomorrow it was you? What if people judged you without proof? Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, said, "Dislike in yourself what you dislike in others." This one wisdom can save families from breaking, communities from hating, and souls from destruction. Because the moment we judge others unfairly, we're writing our own destiny of injustice. Stay with me, because today's story will show you how a single accusation can destroy a life and how the words of Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, can rebuild it. This one quote of Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, can change your life forever. Must watch. The mirror of the heart. The marketplace of Kasbah was always alive with noise, yet that afternoon the air felt heavier than usual. A boy named Idris, no older than 16, stood at the corner with trembling hands. His clothes were torn, his eyes swollen from tears. Around him, a group of men pointed and whispered, their voices sharp enough to cut through the air. "Thief!" someone shouted. "Shame on his family!" another spat. Mothers pulled their children closer, as though Idris carried some unseen disease. His chest rose and fell quickly, fear written all over his face. The accusation was simple. Idris had stolen coins from a merchant's stall. But the truth was more complicated, hidden beneath layers of assumptions and the poisonous whispers of tongues that moved quicker than the mind could think. In the middle of the crowd stood Salman, a respected man of the town. He was tall, with a stern gaze that few dared to challenge. His voice carried authority, and people often followed his judgments without question. When Salman heard about the theft, he didn't hesitate. "This boy must be punished," Salman declared. "If we allow such acts, tomorrow our children will grow up thinking crime is acceptable. He has shamed us all." The people nodded. No one questioned him. Idris tried to speak, tried to explain, but the words tangled in his throat like thorns. "I didn't steal, please. I swear by Allah, I didn't." His cries echoed, but the crowd's disgust drowned them. Only one man in the corner remained silent. Imam Karim, the old scholar of Kasbah. He was frail in body but strong in spirit, and his eyes carried the light of wisdom. He watched the scene unfold without a word, his fingers gently rolling prayer beads. Later that evening, when a market had emptied and Idris had been thrown into a small storage room as punishment, Imam Karim approached Salman. "Brother Salman," he said softly, "have you investigated this matter with fairness?" Salman frowned. "Do we need to investigate what is clear? The coins were missing, and Idris was nearby. Is that not proof enough?" Imam Karim shook his head, his voice calm but piercing. "Proof is not suspicion, and suspicion is a disease." The commander of the faithful, Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, once said, "Dislike in yourself what you dislike in others." Tell me, Salman, would you accept being condemned without proof? Would you not hate being judged unjustly? Then why do you do to others what you despise for yourself? The word struck Salman like a blade. For a moment, he faltered, but pride held his tongue. "I act for the good of the community," he replied. "Better one boy suffer than many be encouraged to sin." Imam Karim placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Justice is not about convenience, Salman. It is about truth, and truth requires patience." That night, Salman lay awake, unable to rest. The Imam's words echoed in his mind. He remembered how, years ago, when his own son was falsely accused of breaking a neighbor's cart, he had stood furious, demanding fairness. He remembered the sting of humiliation, the fire of being misjudged. Had he now become what he once despised? The next morning, Salman decided to investigate quietly. He returned to the marketplace, asking the merchant who had accused Idris. The man, busy arranging his goods, repeated, "The boy lingered near my stall. Soon after, my coins were gone. Who else could it be?" But when Salman asked for witnesses, none could be found. Some admitted they hadn't actually seen Idris take anything. They had only assumed. As Salman turned to leave, a small voice called out. It was a ragged beggar, hunched by the wall, half invisible to the world. I saw what happened, the beggar whispered. It wasn't Idris. Salman's eyes widened. What do you mean? The beggar explained how, just moments before the theft, another man had reached into the merchant's stall when no one was watching. Idris had been nearby, yes, but he had not touched the coins. The real thief had blended back into the crowd unnoticed. The truth hit Salman like a storm. His chest tightened as shame surged through him. He had led the people in condemning an innocent boy. He had allowed suspicion to destroy honor. And worse, he had ignored the wisdom of Hazrat Ali, A.S., who had warned against doing to others what one would never accept for oneself. Salman rushed to free Idris. The boy sat curled in the corner of the storage room, his face pale, his eyes red from endless tears. When Salman opened the door, Idris flinched, expecting another blow of humiliation. But instead, Salman knelt. His voice cracked. Forgive me, my son. I wronged you. I judged you without proof, without mercy. I did to you what I would never have wanted done to me. Tears rolled down Idris's cheeks. He didn't know whether to cry from relief or from the scars left by the humiliation. Slowly, he whispered, Why do they all believe I was guilty? Salman lowered his head. Because sometimes people love to believe the worst before they search for the truth. They forget that what they dislike in themselves, suspicion, betrayal, false judgment, they easily inflict upon others. But know this, Idris, Allah is just. He exposes the truth, even if the world tries to bury it. The next Friday, Salman stood before the congregation in the mosque. His voice trembled as he confessed his mistake. He recited the words of Hazrat Ali, A.S., aloud. Dislike in yourself what you dislike in others. Brothers and sisters, he said, yesterday I condemned an innocent boy. I allowed my pride and my haste to blind me. I forgot that justice demands patience and fairness. I forgot that Allah watches over every heart. Idris was innocent, yet I treated him as guilty. And in doing so, I became guilty in the sight of Allah. The people shifted uncomfortably. Some lowered their heads in shame, for they too had hurled accusations without proof. The marketplace whispers, the stares, the cruel words, they were all complicit. From that day forward, Idris was no longer treated as an outcast. Instead, he became a living reminder in Kasbah of the dangers of hasty judgment. Whenever someone began to whisper or accuse, another would quickly respond, Remember Idris. Remember what Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, said. But the lesson did not stop there. Salman himself changed. No longer did he rush to judgment. He became cautious with his tongue, careful with his thoughts. Whenever anger tempted him, he asked himself, Would I accept this if it were done to me? If the answer was no, he restrained himself. And Idris, though scarred by the ordeal, grew stronger. He found solace in the words of the Quran, in the mercy of Allah, who had rescued him from falsehood. His heart whispered a dua every night. Ya Allah, protect me from injustice, and protect others from the injustice of my own hands. Years later, Idris would become a wise man of Kasbah, known not for power or wealth, but for fairness. Children grew up hearing the story of his innocence and the powerful words of Hazrat Ali, A.S. And whenever people faltered, they remembered, dislike in yourself what you dislike in others. For justice is not just about laws, it is about hearts. And hearts, when mirrored against others, reveal whether we are truly fair or only blinded by pride. And so, the town learned that suspicion kills trust, judgment without proof destroys honor, and pride without humility leads only to ruin. But most of all, they learned that the wisdom of Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, is not just a quote. It is a mirror for the soul. Whoever gazes into it sees their flaws, and whoever acts upon it finds peace with Allah. Imagine if tomorrow, without proof, people began pointing at you, calling you names, labeling you guilty of something you never did. Wouldn't it tear your heart apart? Then why do we so quickly do to others what we hate for ourselves? Hazrat Ali, A.S., said, Dislike in yourself what you dislike in others. This is not just wisdom, it is survival for our souls. Stop before you speak. Think before you judge, because every word, every action is a witness on the day of judgment. For more powerful Islamic stories and wisdom that awaken the heart, subscribe to Deen in Minute. Your reminder today could save your soul tomorrow.